Namaste everyone, welcome. I'm Subhasree, Mohanji Acharya. I'm talking to you all from London, and it's very auspicious and very happy time for me that I've got a chance to speak to you all today. This is about very one of the most powerful events or celebrations or festivals in India that is coming next week on 11th of March. It's not unknown to anybody. It's Maha Shivratri. And we are bringing a very unique program of 6 days to celebrate Maha Shivratri, which is starting from this Saturday on 6th of March. So today I'm talking to you, why should one join this program? So before I get into the details of the program to explain why someone should join this program, I'd like to share a very small story. I mean, there are different meanings of and importance of significance of Maha Shivratri. One of the stories that probably will something that we know very commonly as we grow up in India is something that I would like to share to people who are in India as well as people who are outside of India and maybe not have heard this story. So you know that Shiva's wife is goddess Parvati. To attain to Shiva, to get married to Shiva, Devi Parvati done a lot of tapas, and after many years of deep sadhana or tapasya or penance, this is the final day when Shiva got married to Parvati. So this day is the unification of Shiva and Parvati, their wedding day. It's also symbolically the day when you attain Shiva, when the conglomeration of Shiva and Shakti happens. So for all the people in the world now, it's not about marrying Shiva, but it's all about merging into Shiva. Now, what is Shiva? It's not. We are not talking about a Hindu god here. All those mythology, of course, has its own significance, but we are not celebrating Mahashivratri as just to follow a religion, ritual, or a festival in that sense. What Shiva to us and what Shivaratri to us. Most of you must have heard Mohanji's recent video that was launched about where Mohanji spoke about Maha Shivratri and the significance. And if I just quote if I just quote from what Mohanji said in his talk, that Mahashivratri is the reminder of Shiva within us, a beautiful moment in time to understand, assimilate, and dissolve into ourselves, and understanding our true potential and our nature. So, what we thought, Mohanji Acharyas thought that we could help ourselves, each other, and our fellow beings to help to go towards this path of assimilating with Shiva, to merging with Shiva. So, on the day before 11th of March, before Shivratri comes, we prepare ourselves, we purify ourselves to reach to that state, the day when we can actually understand our true potential and we are ready to merge with Shiva. So, with that intention, we brought in or thought of this particular program that we are bringing you for 6 days from 6th of March, continuing till 11th of March. Now, I'd like to actually show some details, and I'll take you through the details as I speak. Let me share my screen. Okay. Well, I hope you are all able to see my screen. So, Maha Shivratri is, as the aim is to unite with Shiva's consciousness. 6 days of celebration. So in this celebration, we are bringing deep purification processes, contemplation on Shiva and Shiva Tattva through various talks and blogs, chanting and devotional singing. And of course, there is a very special homa that will happen on the Shivratri day. So to take you through in detail, one by one. If I may take a few moments. Right. So the first, what we are calling it as the purification week or the purification days, that starts from 6th of March. We have 5 days of intense purification. This purification is not just on a very high level or superficial level. Rather, this will actually happen from the very deep root level through this three different processes that we are bringing in. The first one is a very powerful technique given by Mohanji called conscious gapless breathing. Through conscious gapless breathing, we will reach to our very deep root level, so that through this detoxing technique, blockages will be removed at the cellular level. And this will help us unhook from the stored emotions, that could be there in our causal layer. Using breathing, the power of breath, and certain positions, a very specified combination of positioning and breathing, that in a very systematic way, this gapless breathing technique will happen. Hundreds of people so far have taken benefit of this technique in previous Mohanji's retreats, in various Acharya events that we have had in the past, and even in the online events also we have conducted conscious gapless breathing. And a continuous 5 days of conscious gapless breathing is really going to unblock all the stored emotions or any blockages that may have, any inertia that may have, any blocking of dynamic energy that probably is there. So this is what we are going to offer all the 5 days, every single day. And then we will follow that with a beautiful guided meditation by Mohanji, which is Power of Purity. Now, thousands and thousands and thousands of people around the world have already benefited from Power of Purity meditation, which has helped immensely in unhooking and unblocking emotions through this guided meditation. So each time you practice this, every time you actually feel that inner healing that's happening, the inner cleansing that is happening. So for this Shivratri program, Purification Week, followed by conscious gapless breathing, power of purity meditation is the best. There's nothing could be done beyond that. And we end every session of Parvati Purity meditation with something most sacred and most powerful, Shiva Kavacham chanting, and the chanting by none other than Mohanji himself. So this is a chanting that we already have by Mohanji. And this chanting of Shiva Kavacham by Mohanji brings that experience of merging with Shiva. So there is nothing beyond this combination, these three combination that will really take you through this purification, intense purification 5 days that we are offering. And then we will have on the same 5 days, we are going to have a combination as well. So on 3 days, we are going to have contemplation on Shiva consciousness. We're going to have chanting and also Abhishekam if you'd like to. So when we say contemplation, like we are talking about here, not as a Hindu god Shiva, we are talking about our own inner self, the purity in ourselves, the divine in ourselves, the divine which is known as Shiva. So as Mohanji said, I am Shiva, the infinite, beyond creation and dissolution. Shivoham, I am Shiva. So we will try to bring in this understanding and realization of Shiva consciousness through various talks and blogs that Mohanji himself have written on Shiva. So this three days we'll have a session where we'll go through various blogs and we'll try and understand this a little bit more better. So that contemplation will help us taking us one step closer to Shiva. And we will have 108 times chanting of Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Most of you may be already aware that Mahamrityunjaya mantra is one of the most powerful mantra of Shiva, that when you chant, you actually get rid of all your fears, all the shackles, fear of death, fear of anything, fear of existence. So with Mahamrityunjaya mantra, we achieve that shield of Shiva's protection. So with while we are chanting, optionally it is allowed. We will of course give all the details of how to do Shivaling Abhishekam. Now, Abhishekam is the most favorite thing that pleases Lord Shiva. So it's basically drip of water. There's a combination of 5 different liquids, but just with water is good enough as well while we are doing this process. But pouring drop by drop water on Shivling actually cools Lord Shiva, and this is one of his the only thing that he wants. He doesn't want any lots of fruits or jewels or anything like that, but he wants only the drip of water that will cool him down. So while we do the Abhishekam, we are actually not just purifying the Shivling, we are actually purifying our Atmalingam, the Shivling inside us, our own soul. So through this purification, this is one of the most beautiful purification process that we could have through this particular ritual. So of course, we will guide you what to do, very simple, and it's not a must. People who can do it, of course, can do it. And then the remaining 2 days, we will have, really bliss through devotion, as we call the devotion of Shiva. We will have a few, heart melting, soul stirring bhajans or devotional singing and kirtan by none other than our own Mohanji family singers. Who have time and again really lifted our souls through their melodious voice and the bhajans that they bring. I've just put the pictures for you to know who all are singing this time. We have from, and as you can see, we have the entire world cover. This is how we are global family. So we have Amit Joshi and Judith from Switzerland. We have Sanjay from Canada. We have Jyoti from Delhi, Manaswini from Odisha. We have Natesh doing Kirtan from USA, Ketan Bhai from Canada. We have Smriti from Australia, a very beautiful singer, and you'll enjoy her this time. And of course, Satya from Bangalore. So 2 days of bhajans. Just get yourself ready to really merge and flow into that devotion during these 2 days of bhajans. And then after completing these 5 days, we come to the day, the Maha Shivratri day, right? On this day, we will be completely into the 24 hours of being in Shiva's consciousness. And to help you in that, we are bringing a continuous 24 hours chanting that will start at 6 a.m. in the morning IST hours till it will go on for 24 hours till next day 6 a.m. in the morning. We will have acharyas and probably volunteers chanting all through half an hour slots. So continuously there will be chanting that will be happening throughout the world. So imagine the amount of vibration, the positivity that will be generated when we have chantings happening from different parts of the world. You will you will feel the charge, you will feel the power when this chanting is going on. This will be mostly about Shiva's chanting. We would have actually, there is a special 2 hour session when our family from UK, from London, are bringing a very special Rudram chanting. So we will let you know when that is happening. So do tune in for that 2 hours of powerful Rudram chanting during the 24 hours, and also, of course, other chants of Shiva that will happen. And while this chanting is happening, from 6 p.m. IST evening, we would have a very, very powerful Homa or fire ceremony that will be happening by our Mohanji Acharya. So this is not any ordinary Homa, but a very powerful, Shiva's Homa that will be happening. So of course, the Homa is optional thing for you. If you just want to be with the chanting, that's all right. You can just be with the 5 days program purification, and on Shivratri day, just merge with Shiva, be with Shiva through the chanting. If you want to attend the Homa, you're most welcome. If not, that's perfectly fine. And you still will feel Shiva's consciousness. So this is what we have, planned to bring for you to enjoy this powerful. I think this is the first time ever that that we are doing celebrating, or we have got an opportunity to celebrate Maha Shivratri globally. And this is not ordinary, because doing alone or doing by a smaller group, and here we are talking about doing through the entire globe. A lot of people connecting from different parts of the globe and doing it all together. So the power of this process enhances more. All this is, of course, is inspired by Mohanji. As you said, every technique, every method, every blog is by Mohanji. So Mohanji is speaking through us in his presence without his presence. Of course, on Shivratri day, Mohanji will not disappoint us. We also will have a live satsang with Mohanji for an hour in the evening. So do watch out for that program that we will announce it soon. But yes, we will have Mohanji with us as well. I hope the details of the program now excites you. If you haven't registered yet, please do register. I'll put the link if you don't have the link already. And if there are any questions you may want to ask me, let me see if I can join into Facebook and see if you are asking any questions. And I would like to answer if possible. Okay. Of course, you can always talk to send to us about any question that you have at acharya.events@mohanji.org, and we will respond back to you. Or you can contact your volunteers, local volunteers. But yeah, so I'm just okay. So somebody is asking a question. Let me read the question. You can always talk to. The question is: could someone who is a follower of Jesus, could they join? Meaning faith like Christianity, Buddhist, and Judaism. Of course, as I said in the beginning, we are not doing a religious festival. As Mohanji's quote that I read in the beginning, Shiva is our inner self. Understanding Shiva or doing Maha Shivratri is merging to our own self. It's all about knowing ourselves. So the reason why we are purifying, if it was just a religious thing, we'll just get dressed up and probably go for the puja ritual, right? Why are we having to go through this 5 days of intense purification? Because we are going to merge or unite with the Shiva inside us. So that form or formless, it doesn't matter. Whichever form you see your inner self in form of the Shiva or in form of Jesus or anybody, it has got nothing to do with it. The chantings, the mantra, Sanskrit mantras that we chant, is the power of it is within the vibrations of the chanting. It is not just about the meaning or anything like that. Abhishekam, again, as we said, it is the purification of our own inner soul or Atma Lingam, as we call us. So yes, you have to connect to the consciousness, as you said, it's Shiva's consciousness, your Shiva's essence. That's what we are connecting here. Okay, so another question is, could you explain more what gapless breathing is? Okay, so conscious gapless breathing, as I said, it's a process which is a detoxing process, which is a combination of breath and different position. So you take, you breathe, you do the breathing in a certain way that Mohanji has guided us in a certain way, in a certain position. And that helps us to really unhook or pull out very deeply buried emotions or the blockages that we may have right from the very cellular level. This whole process lasts about 45 minutes to 1 hour. Anybody can do this. It's not, it doesn't really need you to be of certain age or certain physical ability. Fairly okay. Of course, if you have some disability, physical disability, that's a different thing. But most people will be able to do this. And of course, we will have Acharya who would be guiding this through you through the process. So anytime it's done in a very safe environment and completely monitored, and so nothing to worry about it. And after that 45 minutes, 1 hour, you will feel the difference that happens. And this is not just one time, but we will be doing it 5 times, and constantly every day on the 5 days. So you will see you will feel the difference yourself by end of 5 days. In fact, we have just posted a video by Mohanji Acharya Sanya, who practiced this for 21 days. And the effect of it, she has explained in her transformation journey of how she benefited from conscious gapless breathing. So Sanjay ji is saying that I personally witnessed and attended Shivaratri Homa at Sri Lanka last year. It is indeed powerful and it changed my inner world. One must not miss it. Thank you, Sanjay Bhaiya, for bringing that. And yes, we were very, very fortunate to be there in the Homa last year in Sri Lanka. And I remember um, uh, it happened, continued the whole night. And, in Mohanji's presence, all of us were completely at that time when you're participating in the Homa. Of course, there is chanting happening, Rudram happening. Even if you don't chant, like many people were not from Indian background, a lot of international people were attendees were there. So it's not that everybody knows how to chant or everybody needs to do the chanting, but just by mere sitting there, and you after some time the thoughts would just disappear. You will just drop all the thoughts, all the worries, all the anxiety. You feel that you are one with that fire. At that point of time, fire was the symbol of probably Shiva. I don't know what it is, but probably the divine power. And when you are one with it, you just rise much above your own physical blockages or physical limits actually. So it was an amazing experience of being present in Shivratri Homa that Mohanji Acharya Rajesh Kamath did. It's indeed an very, very powerful opportunity to be there this time also. Even if it is online, I'm sure we will feel the same power this time as well. Okay, so one more question, and very good question, I think. Is there any diet we should follow during the time of the program? Well, the only thing that we suggest, or as Mohanji advises, non-violence. So anything, any food that causes directly or indirectly any violence, you must avoid it, because anything that you consume that comes into your system, whatever it carries, it comes into your system as well. So you wouldn't want to get the emotions of dying to buried in, trapped in the muscles into your body. So avoid anything of any food which of violence. If possible, stick to vegan food for these 6 days. And of course, there is a really good tip that you limit your food intake from sunrise to sunset. So you have your breakfast, have your lunch, have your dinner before sunset, and that way, you be mindful of what you consume, your food, your drinks, and I think that should be enough. There is nothing very specific items that you need to consume, but just be vegan or avoid anything of violence. One more question. Can ladies during that special time of month participants in this program, please? Well, it's up to individual because If you feel to connect to within yourself, you can chanting, because maybe you do not want to do the Abhishekam yourself, but you can participate in the chanting. For the conscious gapless breathing, unless you have really very bad physical pain in your stomach or something like that, it's absolutely fine to be part of the conscious gapless breathing as well. You can meditate, of course, and you can, of course, listen to the chants. So I think if you are fine, it's your own personal choice. There is no restriction as such. If you feel like connecting to your inner Shiva, you please do that. One more question. What should I bring with me during this program? Do I need a yoga mat? Yes, for the conscious gapless breathing, please bring in a yoga mat and maybe a thin, actually something that is comfortable, or maybe a thin pillow or a cushion to keep under your knee, because we will have a position where we will be kneeling down. So if you have any pain in your knee or heels, you can bring a thin pillow or cushion, if that's okay. But definitely a yoga mat is a good thing to have. And keep a water, so you'll be doing from your home. So definitely make sure that you are in a good light position in your camera, so that the instructor can see you when you are doing it, because it's important that you do the right positioning and right breathing, especially for conscious gapless breathing. So when you're doing that, we would like you to all have your video on, and so in a frame that we can see you completely from your head to toe, or even when you're sitting down or lying down. So yeah, please prepare a good space for that. Well, okay, that's all the questions that um, I can see right now. And if there are any more questions, I'm happy to take on those. Or you can, of course, put your comments also on this post even after this session is over, and we can answer on the comments. Okay, just before I end, I can see one more question coming through. What should I do when I have emotions coming through? Should I just let it happen? Wow, that's a beautiful question, Priti. I'm glad you asked that. So, conscious gapless breathing, or even power of purity for that matter, as we said, that because it touches to your cellular level and it is unblocking a lot of reserved or trapped emotions, you may tend to happen if you're very receptive and you're very open. You can feel those emotions coming out. Those emotions could come out in terms of some tremors in your body, maybe some vibrations, or maybe emotional outburst. You feel like crying, tears would be flowing, or you feel like shouting. So in whatever you feel like, you do it. And you know what, you are very fortunate because you are in your own home and nobody else is actually hearing you. You can mute, of course, you'll be muting yourself, and others are actually not even watching you. So you completely feel free to express that emotion while in that moment. So you're not opening your eyes to look around. Don't be conscious of what you're doing, but let it just happen naturally, flow. If you need to shout or you need to cry, or just feel and be aware of whatever is coming out, whatever is being released. Just be aware and just flow with it. um, okay, there is a question as, is it okay to attend a part of homa? Well, instead of the complete 12 hours. Um, well, of course, I mean, if you're joining for the Homa, but you cannot sit through the 12 hours, I guess it's fine, because many people may not be able to stay awake for the 12 hours. While, of course, we would be doing chanting, so in the Zoom, you will actually be hearing the chanting, so that may help you to stay awake. You can have that intention, because think it this way, that these are the only 12 hours in the 12 months that you have got it, right? So maybe it's worth trying, giving an attempt, having that intention. But for whatever reason, if you are unable to attend, that's fine, because when you put the sankalpa in the beginning, your sankalpa will still be on, your intention is still on, and you will still be, receiving the power of the homa. So if it's really really necessary and you can't attend, it's okay. Yeah. um okay. All right, thank you, PLE. That's nice. um Anybody else has any other questions? Last 1 minute before I then log off, and then we can take further questions on email or on the comments. And I really hope that most of you are able to really take the advantage of joining this program with us, and let us all, uh, embark in this journey to just at least get a glimpse of what it means to merge with Shiva, and just enjoy the togetherness for the 6 days. I really am glad that you've been watching, and you're giving your time. It will be lovely to help you all, or to be part of you all. Mohanji Acharyas are always here, and we are very glad that Mohanji is inspiring us, and he's helping us to conduct these sessions. So thank you, Mohanji. Thank you, all my Acharyas, brothers and sisters, and thank you everybody who is supporting us in bringing this program. And I welcome all of you who are planning to join the program, and see you soon in a couple of days. Thank you. Namaste.